Well, that's because you're racist. That's why.
It might be also that people just don't like somebody because they're acting as shit or they're just assholes.
Yes.
Right.
I know, right? How can that be? That's right.
That doesn't seem possible anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Weird.
Yeah.
How we lost that.
Just like people. Yep. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it's funny how we lost the ability to be able to say, that show sucks.
Yeah, that show sucks.
Oh, we have to like it because what? It's got a man in it that's black.
Right.
Okay.
Or if you're a gymnast who won all these gold medals, but you led your team down and you say you're the GOAT like Simone Biles, then be the GOAT. Don't let your team down and don't play the race card. That's right.
Well,
you know what really grinds my gears?
Just
getting old, really old.
Yes, it is. It could be any situation nowadays. It's like you don't like these people because they're black. It's like no, because they're idiots. Because they're ignorant.
No, you're ignorant. You're
ignorant.
No, ignorant.
Ignorant.
Well,
yeah.
I've never once said that. I didn't get the job because I'm a woman. I've never done that.
Exactly.
Not one time.
Ridiculous.
Because either you suck or you don't. I mean, that's just
right.
That's true.
Just do a better job. Stop playing the race card, gender card, whatever. It's crazy.
Right.
Even white people coming out and saying, I need to apologize for my race. Why? Why do you need to apologize? I need to apologize because I had a show that had all white people in it. What?
Yeah, but I could say a few things, but I don't want you to get in trouble. So I don't want you to.
We're not. We're more worried about you.
Oh, we're on Rumble.
Yeah,
we're on Rumble.
Yeah, we're on Rumble.
We're on Rumble, but we don't want your channel getting doxxed. Because of us.
I've only gotten in trouble once, and that was because I tried to upload a video, a 14-minute one, which is pretty long for me, and it was about Comet Ping Pong. And they sent me an hour later. They said, we took your video down due to cyberbullying. But since you haven't got any strikes, we're not going to do anything. But the thing is, once everything comes out and it gets to be more talked about the truth about Podesta and Hillary Clinton and all that junk, then I'll just re-put it up again. That's how I feel.
I like it.
So, it sucks.
Now I want to order pizza.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really eat that much.
But not that type of pizza. And no, I'm not going to order anything from Wayfair either.
That
I'll never buy anything from them.
And I do want to say hello to Dempsey, the drunken poet, over on Rumble.
What's up, Dempsey?
Is he sober yet? No, he's
No.
not. Never.
Is he sober yet? I don't know. Is he?
Drunken poet.
Yeah, I have a few subscribers that usually drunk when they show up. But they're over, like in Scotland and stuff, so it's usually pretty late for them, or really real early in the morning.
That's awesome.
Nothing wrong with that.
Do what?
I said nothing wrong with that.
Hello.
But Janet, what do you think about Jonathan Majors being given a guilty verdict for his assault charges and the double standard there seems to be in Hollywood, where Ezra Miller still has a job with Warner Brothers and Jonathan Majors does not have a job with Disney Marvel?
Well, the same thing that happened, you mean like with Gina Carano?
Yeah.
She made the wrong comment about the wrong side.
Yep. Very true.
I think it sucks. But, honestly, if that's the kind of company that you're working for and they won't hire you because of it, why would you want to work for them?
Exactly.
I mean, I've got a discussion today on X, and they were talking about, showing pretty girls and stuff, and they were modeling and stuff. Some of them were skimpy clothes and stuff. And I said, they're a dime a dozen because, everybody can have it. That's why my name says my Lonely Hands account, or Lonely account, basically, is because I won't have OnlyFans. I mean, I don't approve of that for myself. Same thing with people that use these apps, dating apps and things like that. It's not for me. I'm not saying people shouldn't use it, but they're people saying I should do my feet, show my feet, and make money off it. And it's like, I'm not on it for the money. I'm doing this because I like doing it. It's fun. It's people I like. I've been hanging around before. I even had a YouTube channel, because I used to watch, Doomcock, and I'd hang out in the chat with all these people because I had a good time with them. But oh yeah, there's zombie box reviews. Wow.
But think about it this way: if you had videos out there showing your feet, you probably have Quentin Tarantino following you.
Well, I had that a couple times. I had a video, up. I was holding the camera up, and you could see my painted toenails, but that wasn't supposed to, be anything. And that's when I started getting people saying, "You need to make OnlyFans for your feet." So I'm like, nah, I'm not interested. But girls make money. They make money. They make like $10,000 a month, and they get free shoes and handbags. Wow. So
of course.
If you can make money doing it and get free crap, yeah, I can see why girls would want to do it. But I'm not interested. If they don't want to see my feet, I could take pictures of someone else's feet and make an account if I wanted. I guess. No,
I'll volunteer my feet if you need. You might not get much, but yeah. But it kind of you talk about that reminds me of the episode of King of the Hill where Peggy was doing
feet.
Yeah. It's a real thing. People really do.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm. People do a lot of crazy shit.
Really scary in a way if you think about it.
So. I find these things out not because I search for them, but because the media wants me to know it, and I don't want to know
the media tells you these things. Then when they have these conversations with people of OnlyFans and other people say, "Do you really have? Can you do anything else in your life?" And they just like, "Oh, I make money this way." It's like, so you're kind of an idiot. Like, you don't really want to say this to these people, but
yeah, but there's a lot of them. A lot of
it's crazy. It's like, people. Are you proud of yourself? And then they make a good point. It's like, do you think your parents would be proud of this? No, I don't tell my parents. Well, there you go. So yeah.
Yeah, we could talk for hours about, like some of these apps like Tinder and stuff like that, different things, that stories that I've heard people tell. It's like, geez, I don't know why anybody even does that stuff.
Yeah, I don't even tell my parents I do YouTube. So, I mean.
Well, I don't know. Just weird.
You're one of those YouTubies. You're one of those YouTubies, aren't you, Eric? Yeah. I just doxed myself, by the way. Good job, Eric. I mean, Baron.
Yeah, you just doxed yourself, Baron.
I did.
You did. Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Mexican Iron Man did that already, so it's like.
Did he?
So,
well,
So let me ask everybody watching on Janet's channel, everybody asking it and watching on Rumble, and for everybody here, who here is a fan of G1 Transformers besides myself?
No, I haven't. Baird. I know that's a lie.
So you know what video you get?
Extinction to all traitors!
I know that's a lie, but this past weekend, a gentleman who has provided the voice of Optimus Prime for 40 years was honored by the Children's Emmy Awards.
Good.
That's great.
Gentleman has had a long, distinguished career as a voice actor. He was part of the Sonny and Cher Variety Hour. And that gentleman's name is Peter Cullen, also known as Optimus Prime. So this comes from a Transformers fan site called T-Formers, till all fans are one. And it says Optimania 2023 rages on with great recognition of the actor Peter Cullen, voice of Optimus Prime. Watch him receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, which we are going to watch. I've seen other channels showing it, and it shouldn't be an issue.
Should be fine. Those kind of things should be good, man. Yeah.
Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences at the second annual Children and Family Emmy Awards on December 17th. The award was introduced and presented to him by none other than Frank Welker. And if you don't know who Frank Welker is, he's the voice of Megatron, leader of the Decepticons, and extinction to all traitors.
There we go.
I'm having fun. I'm having fun.
Way too much fun.
Very few actors have created so many characters that touch so many lives. We all know him as the voice of Optimus Prime, but he's also brought to life many other notable characters, such as Car, Eeyore, Mario. Yes, he was the first voice of Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
Voltron, and so many others. The incredible recognition of his vast work in animation, movies, and television is long overdue for the icon of popular culture.
Well, everybody knows, Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, his voice is as famous as, Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. It's like I said to Tommy, the Guinea Pig Collective. I replied to his message. I said, he's the voice of Optimus Prime for an entire generation.
Mm-hmm. And their parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And and you have to sit back and say, despite what you think of them, the live action Transformers did the right thing by having him play Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, give them props for doing that. They could have recast him like they love to do in Hollywood, but no, they kept him. They knew how powerful he was.
Yep. And Peter Collins even said, even though they brought him back for the movies, he still had to re-audition for the role that he created.
Yeah.
I wonder why. That doesn't make any sense.
No, I don't know.
Did they have a reason for that?
He didn't say what the reason was. It's probably to see, is this the guy that we actually want, or are we just going to appease the fans? They made the right move, because I'll tell everybody, even on your channel, Janet, that when I went and saw that 2007 live action Transformers movie, and I heard the voice of a generation of Optimus Prime, my Optimus Prime, saying, "Before time began, there was the cube," and I kid you not. Not only did I have chills, but I'm going, Prime. That's all right. That's Prime. It's my Prime.
Mm-hmm.
It's prime time.
I mean, he was part of the reason I went and saw it, just so I could hear him as Prime again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like those first three movies, it's fun. After that, I can't do it. The second one's got its problems, but the third one I thought wasn't bad with why can't I think of his name right now? Well,
Shia LaBeouf.
No, Shia LaBeouf was in the third one, but
Patrick Dempsey.
No, it was Spock, right? Yeah, Spock was the
Leonard Nimoy provided the voice of
Nimoy, yeah, who did that in the 80s one, yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and play that clip too. Might as well. I mean, you might as well.
My coronation! Coronation, Starscream? This is bad comedy. Megatron? Is that you? Here's a hint. Will anyone else attempt to fill his shoes?
I mean, it's awesome, dude. Just another great voice, and Not just as Spock, but I mean, Leonard Nimoy went on to do more things besides Spock, obviously. But
Yeah,
he just had a great voice for narration in general, just like Peter Cullen. You know, it's just.
Yeah, I could probably see why they probably had him audition. They wanted to probably see if he still had the voice. I mean, sometimes as time goes along, sadly,
Yeah,
you know,
and
they
if you
don't have it.
smoke, you know, if you
Yeah,
smoke,
he did. He smoked for many years. Yes.
That can change your voice. You can get, you know, different types of ailments that cause you to change your voice. So, yeah, I
And
guess it
sometimes
makes
just getting
sense.
older.
Think about it.
Yes. Yes.
But the nostalgia of it, you know, getting to each time a movie came out, even though it wasn't perfect in a lot of different things, and they used the same voices and a few things like that. I could get past other things that aren't good about the movie simply because of the feeling I feel when I get to watch it. I mean, look at me. I'm playing DD now, right? You know, it's a Pathfinder or whatever with Bruce and them, and they're real, you know, real. They've been playing it for a long time, you know, since they were kids. I haven't. I was an adult when I started. I've only been playing it almost a year, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I've always wanted to play, but I never got to play. I never got the opportunity to do it because we moved my whole life. Every 2 years, and they said, we're not going to build you up a character, and you're just going to leave and take it with you, right? So they never let me play. So Bruce found out I wanted to play, so I'm glad I'm getting to do it. I'm doing this beta testing game on one weekend, and then I'm playing the other game on the other weekend. But the thing is, I went and saw the movie Dungeons and Dragons when it came out, and I loved it. I even stood up and was clapping. I was just so happy. It was so great because I'm a cleric, and the young guy that was the cleric on there made me laugh, and him having the coin, you could talk to the dead people, and the ball that that one girl put them in that clear ball, and when they were rolling around, I had that spell. You know, I just thought it was so cool, and I just went on and on about the fat dragon, and you know, and Bruce was like, "Well, I'm not going to give them any of my money. You know, this is what they've done." Blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm glad that I don't go that deep into some of the things, because if I did, I wouldn't enjoy anything anymore.
Yeah, it's tough.
I don't want to be there, you know. So I don't like any of the movies that we're going to watch or review. I try not to read anything or watch trailers or find out anything as, you know, as little about it as I can until after I get to watch it, because I want to be able to talk about something with my real feelings. I don't know if that makes, you know, it's kind of I'm not into it for the professional part. I'm into it for the actual view of a person who hasn't seen it before. You know, that's why I want to review it. So.
Rebel Moon is coming out this week, and I'm going to watch that. I'm going to try to keep an open mind about it. I know some critics have said this, and they have mixed feelings, but I want to see for myself how this is.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow night.
Listen to anyone. Don't talk about it. Don't look at it. And it's real hard not to do that because I've always done that before. Yes. But once we started doing the show, I wanted to give a real open perspective without a lean this way or that, just by watching it. Then when I'm finished and I'm like, I found gaps in it. You know, it seemed like there's something wasn't right. I don't know what it was. The editing was off or the music was off. And, you know, I start looking into why would that happen, and who was the editor, and was the editor an alcoholic? Were they arrested? You know, all this stuff, to see little things that other people probably wouldn't know. And you know, I've figured out a few times that the editing was bad because I think that they were paid off to sabotage the movie, because they left right after the movie or during the production of the movie. You know, that type of thing, and went and worked for the rival. So you know. I don't know. It just seems interesting. You know, like Cutthroat Island was one. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the worst, you know, movie box office performance of all time. So I never went to see it because I figured, well, why would I want to watch a movie that got the worst? It's the worst movie ever or whatever. And kind of find out it was $60 million in debt before it even started production. It was because there were so many criminals in the background ruined it for the people that did all the work to actually make the movie. So it's interesting though to after you get a chance to see it, to look into it and find out why it became what it was, or who was involved in making it and writing it. You know, why they picked the actors they picked to be in it. So it is interesting.
Well, just like earlier, we mentioned, Peter Cullen having to audition for the voice of Optimus Prime to see if he still had it. Well, this gentleman right here, Frank Welker, he had to try to find the voice of Megatron when Activision asked him to voice the character for the game based off the 2007 movie.
Yeah.
And he said it took him a little while to find the voice again because it'd been so long since he had performed the voice.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this clip from the Children's Emmys, and like I said, I've seen it on other channels and they haven't had any issues. So we're gonna go ahead and play it here.
Okay.
There's always a first time.
A gentleman who was honored himself with the same
We're not getting
award.
sound.
back
Why are
in-
we not getting sound here, folks?
I hear it. I hear it.
Yeah, I heard something. It was real quiet.
2016. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Frank Welker.
Are you still hearing it now?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is indeed an honor.
I am
and
going to
privilege
put on
be
the
here
captions
to
just so everybody
celebrate
can
this wonderful tribute to my friend
read along
Peter
too.
Cullen.
Oh,
I remember when I first when I first heard Peter, it was back in the early 70s, and I was sitting at home watching television, the Sonny and Cher show, which was a very popular variety show back in the day.
It was.
And at the beginning of every show, they had this animated silver orb that would come whizzing across the screen, and you'd hear these incredible sound effects, noises, impressions, voices. I thought to myself, wow, this is an incredibly huge, talented cast. That huge, incredibly talented cast was one person, Peter Cullen.
very good.
Now, it wasn't long after that we did our first show together, Mighty Man and Yuck. Peter was the superhero Mighty Man, and I was his homely talking dog, Yuck.
I never saw that.
Yeah, I
But
remember
Peter
it.
was so facile with his voices that he literally did all the guest roles. So we did everything, which means when they brought in catering, guess who got all the food? And Peter, to show you what a classy guy he was, he ate the fruit and gave me the donuts and the eclairs.
Ooh, yeah.
Remember that? That's when I knew this was the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Now, I must admit, I was a bit of a pest. And being a master, I had to try voices on him. So I remember one time I said, Peter, what do you think of this dog?
Oh, so sweet.
Peter turned to me and he said, Frank, that is not a dog. This is a dog.
Wow.
You should hear his Canadian bullfrog. In 1984, things changed. Peter and I went to war. We did Transformers. Once again, Peter was the superhero Optimus Prime, and I was his arch enemy, the evil Megatron. Well, that was 40 years ago. And thanks to Mr. Cullen, that franchise continues to this day stronger than ever. Transformers and Optimus Prime have become legendary. And Peter's iconic performance has made him not only part of the culture, but the undisputed and irreplaceable leader of the Autobots. But it's not just his talent or that magnificent voice that we recognize. It's who he is. His honesty, his loyalty, his passion for his work, care for his friends, and his deep respect for the audience. That's what's brought him here tonight.
When I was a kid, I could do sounds. And then eventually I could do my teachers. I used to get in a lot of trouble. I mean, I really did. I flunked first grade.
Every storyteller knows that the characters tell the tale. And in animation, the voice is what brings the character to life. In his decades of voicing, Peter Cullen is beloved for hundreds of characterizations. Everything from Eeyore and Winnie the Pooh.
Not that anybody cares, man.
To Venger in Dungeons and Dragons, the Alien and Predator. And of course, in his best-known role, Optimus Prime in the Transformers. First as an action cartoon and later in live-action films. Born Peter Claver Cullen in Montreal, Quebec on July 28, 1941, to parents Henry and Muriel. He grew up with 3 siblings. Peter may be best known as the voice of Optimus Prime, but his humble beginnings started with imitating farm animals.
And I could do all the animals. By the end of the summer, I could do horses, cows, dogs, cats, lamb, sheep, pigs, chickens. Any grade 2 was a disaster because, I would interrupt every class with it.
After graduating from the National Theatre School of Canada, he made his way to Hollywood and got his first big break as a series regular on the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour.
My brother was a captain in the Marine Corps, fought in Vietnam, and he was decorated Bronze Star with V and Purple Hearts, etc. And when he came home years later, we were sharing an apartment together, and we had one car. I was going through a difficult time of my life. Say, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to an audition. He said, what are you auditioning for? I said, a truck. What does a truck sound like? I said, Larry, it's a hero. He's a hero truck. His face got very serious and he just said, Peter, if you're going to be a hero, be a real hero. Don't be one of those Hollywood pretenders. Don't go yelling and screaming and pretending you're a tough guy. Be strong enough to be gentle. And that hung in my brain. But I just did it in his voice, just saying, my name is Optimus Prime, from the planet Cybertron, leader of the Autobots.
You never know where an inspiration for a voice is going to come from.
The same core values that he admired most in his brother Larry
I've seen
are
this
the
interview
traits that
before,
make
and
up
it's
the heart of
awesome.
Optimus Prime. Honesty, integrity, dignity, honor, courage, and compassion. Peter has always been committed to supporting NASA, with his initial enthusiasm stemming from watching the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing. His devotion to NASA and the Goddard Space Flight Center has led to his partnering with them in their Optimus Prime Spinoff Award Initiative, a contest developed by NASA to encourage students across the country to develop innovations and designs sparked from public NASA technologies using math, space, science, and technology.
Hi, I'm Peter Cullen, and this great NASA Goddard team is the dream of yesterday, the hope of today, and the reality of the future. There's more to them than meets the eye. There's more to you than meets the eye.
In his lifetime of work, one of Peter's greatest joys is encouraging inspiration and courage in others. He believes in people becoming the best versions of themselves to make a difference in the world we all live in.
Mr. Cullen, Eric Bauza here. Congratulations, sir, on your Lifetime
Not sure
Achievement
what
Emmy.
shows he
Much
voices for.
deserved for
Not
the
sure
endless
either.
amounts of amazing characters that you've gifted to us over the years. Here's to many, many more. Congratulations.
Hey, Peter, what's going on? This is your guy, Steve K. Virginia here. I just wanted to give you a huge congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Emmy. Well deserved, long time coming. You already know you're a super talented human being, but even more, just a great
Can
person.
they have the
you know I love you. So
what the
sending love your
person
way
has been in?
from the Transformers family, as you know.
He directed Rise of the Beast.
Okay.
And why didn't they ask Mike to be part of this, man?
I know, right? He's a bigger
No.
Transformers fan than all of us.
And I
It is
think
my
Tommy
honor
might edge me out
to introduce
just
the
a little
National
bit.
Academy of Television Arts and Sciences recipient of the 2023 Lifetime Achievement Award, Mr. Peter Cullen.
How cool to be a kid and have him be your grandpa and bring him to
Mhm.
school
Yep, I
for
know.
show and tell. That would be
That'd
awesome.
be
That would be awesome.
Yes.
My grandpa's a truck.
A hero truck.
The sad thing is now they
I
just
like
use
the
AI.
stage.
They just use AI now for voices. They don't have to have
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, that's
that
gonna
is
be
true.
a problem, but some of it'll be cool.
Just have Chris do it.
You won't have icons like this
Well,
to go see it
A
at
lot of
Comic
thank
Con.
yous.
Yeah.
Can't see AI at Comic Con.
Recognition. You know, you're never too old. to get
Indeed,
recognition.
Swede Base, Jeremy. Indeed.
Especially when you're young, that's when it's important. But when you get a little long in the tooth, recognition becomes a strong friend to help you through the many rejections as an actor you might receive over the course of a career year. And gratefulness becomes a strong feeling for many of us. First of all, to my incredible family who have survived with me through the ups and downs, the joys and tears. You are my heroes, now and always. To my agent, my friend, Kevin Motley, whose skills and courage amaze me continually. I thank you, Kevin.
Freaking bone.
To Adam Sharp and the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, I am humbled. I'm honored. Whew. Thank you to Steve Tischerman, my agent retired, who persisted on putting hundreds of thousands of miles on my car, going to auditions and gigs. You guys know that. You gals. Huge thanks. Thanks, Steve. To Frank Welker and Jonathan Winters, the kings of characters and voices that make me laugh more than anything, anywhere, at any time. And now, a time to thank my many Transformer fans and friends with all my heart. We are one. I'm thankful to Hasbro, a company started by brothers and who have provided children's imaginations with toys, games, television, films. I am proud of the work that you allowed me to do.
Are you still happy about where they're going?
And
now?
finally, to my brother Larry. Captain
Well,
Larry
you know, I can
Cullen,
understand
K
why
Company,
he's
3rd
thanking him.
Battalion, 5th Marines, 1st Marine
Yeah,
Division.
yeah, of course.
United States Marine Corps, whose inspiration for Optimus Prime came from his words and in his voice. Peter, if you're going to be a hero, be a real hero. Be strong enough to be gentle. Semper Fi, Larry. All my heart, I thank you. And to you, my peers, my friends, I thank you. Till all are one.
Yeah, he does have an iconic voice.
Yes, he does.
That was cool. I'd seen that before. So, yeah, he's got a good character. I mean, personal character for himself.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
as a person, and you could tell he did good things, and he was a good man, and he loved his family, and he loved his job. You know what I mean? So not everybody gets to have a job they love.
That's true.
And the fact that it was his own brother who inspired him for a voice of a character who, to this day, you see the character, you immediately know, oh, that's Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to admit, even to this day, from 6 years old now to 45 years old, I still, on occasion, will try to do my impression of Optimus Prime.
Well, yeah, I never did try to do it.
That's just the
Till
kind of
all
impact.
is one.
That's just the kind of impact that Peter Cullen made as Optimus Prime.
Well, that's good.
It'll never be, and I'll admit it, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but it will never be as good as his own voice right here.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly?
Optimus, no!
But this series has, it made an impact on me in 1984 as a 6-year-old, and that's why next year I'm celebrating the 40th. On the 40th anniversary, and not just the comic or the toy line, but also the animated series.
God,
Because
it's
it's
amazing
a pop culture icon.
how fast things fly by as you get older. You're like, jeez. Yeah. It seemed like yesterday I was playing with Transformers. Yeah.
I never had.
Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier, is that his voice was as iconic as
yes. James Earl Jones
Darth Vader.
will always be iconic. Yep.
I mean, if you heard that voice and somebody just said something, almost everyone would be able to tell you who it was. Or that's Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They might not know the name of the voice actor, but they know the characters.
Right.
You know, so that's why to me, that's a huge achievement. But that's what I'm saying. It's sad to know that AI comes around. You won't have any more iconic voice actors.
No, but they still have to understand that, technology isn't perfect, and there's still going to be problems with that, and it's still not going to sound exactly like the actor. It's impressive what they can do, but then they take it to a whole new level, and then the actors get mad and said, "Why is this being used for debauchery?"
Well, I'm talking about,
Skyrim?
let's say in 10 years from now, they come up with a new cartoon idea, right? And all the voices are AI. There is no humans. So when that popular cartoon is 50 years old or 30 years old, they won't have an actor to say, wow, look, or you go to Comic-Con and get his autograph,
No, probably not. Probably not.
And that's to me is kind of sad. The nostalgia of that is gone.
Well, it's just kind of sad in general because of conventions. Like, they used to be more about for the fans, and then they became like, it's not about grinding your gears, but it's just true. They're more about corporate. Then they start becoming pandering. Then it's just like they're not as fun anymore. When my brother and I went to the Star Wars convention here in Los Angeles a number of years ago, but this was before Disney owned it. Like, there was a lot of fun, and there was no, you saw the displays and stuff. There was no pandering. There was nothing. It was just cool. And some of that's been taken away, unfortunately. And so with AI, some more of that, I agree with you, Janet, that will probably be taken away as well. So.
I mean, I got to go to the last con I went to with, it was William Shatner and Christopher Lloyd, and I dressed up as an Andorian, and I got my picture taken all day with people that wanted to have a picture taken with Andorian, and it was fun. I was very interactive. I enjoyed the whole thing. I saw lots of other people in cool costumes. They had tons of booths, and different people were telling different stories. They had a costume contest for the grown-ups and the kids. And I got to talk to 2 great actors and get their autographs in my Federation of Planets manual. And I was so happy and excited. I felt like a kid. So basically, to me, just like going to Rocky Horror Picture Shows and things like that, it's all you that makes it fun. It's not so much the people at the event. You have to make it what you want of it. So if you just walk around and go, this is boring, it's going to be boring. But if you walk around and say, wow, look at this, oh, look at that costume, and you just have fun. And, I try to make everything I do as much fun as I can because life is, tomorrow I might not wake up, I might die in my sleep. So today's got to be as best as I can make it. So it's good,
I agree with that.
You won't do that. Nothing will happen like that to you.
No, I'm just saying, we don't know. Nobody knows what tomorrow is going to bring. So try to enjoy every minute of today that you can and tell everybody you're welcome.
And one of the sad things about, like you were saying, you're going around having pictures taken of you dressed up as the Andorian. There you got the cosplayers now walking around, and they want you to be paid for that.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have a picture with you?
Don't get your picture made with those people. I don't. I'm not going to pay someone at a Comic-Con to get my picture.
You already pay yourself. You pay for your ticket. You're going to buy merchandise, most likely.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be overpriced, but it might be cool. But yeah, if you're going up to, no, that's silly. Like, you should be honored if you're wearing.
I didn't charge a single person when they came up and said, "Wow, you look great. Can I get my picture taken with that?" I go, "Sure." I was all excited. I thought it was great that they liked my costume.
That's how it should be.
Yeah,
that's exactly how it should be.
No matter what my costume was, if I go as a Queen of Comics, and I've made all kinds of costumes. I've went as Trinity. I've went as Magenta. Janet, from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I just wearing a slip running around like a dork. But it doesn't matter. The whole thing is supposed to be you enjoying getting to be a nerd. I mean, again, that's the whole thing. And I've gotten to go and I've gotten to see, I don't know, just so many cool costumes, so many artists. I've gotten lots and lots of my comic books autographed by different artists, and my lithographs are autographed. I've bought some, great memorabilia, and that's what it's supposed to be about. I thought and that's how I look at it.
It should. Walking around, meeting people, and if you don't want to meet celebrities, go to some of these panels and maybe ask a question. It's just,
I always sign up for panels every time, just to find out about different things about how they did certain things in movies, or how they did certain graphics, or whatever. It's just interesting.
Cash does too. He likes to stand up at those.
You know what really grinds my gears?
And then that's when security comes.
Security comes, right? Yeah. Well, I'm afraid, though, if I did get on some of those panels and ask them some harsh questions, they might have security escort you out, because they don't want to hear certain questions. You don't have to be rude to them.
Make sure you're wearing your GoPro. Put it on your channel.
That's right.
If you're gonna do something exciting, you might as well do that.
Right. Put it on your channel. Yeah.
Here's cash.
Help! I'm being repressed.
But the thing is, just have a good time. You got to make the best of it. If you're going to pay money, I mean, I paid when they did one of the Las Vegas get-togethers with the Friday Night Tights group, right? Yeah. And I had got suite and everything, because I was going to the Star Trek convention. I had 4 costumes lined up to go, and I was so excited, and everything was so great. And I was talking to a couple of the like Eric Kay and a few others, saying, "Oh, I'm so excited! I want to invite everybody up to my room so that they can just hang out during the day, and then go back down and do whatever they're doing for their whole schmeal thing. And the girls can come up and use the ladies' room, that kind of stuff." So I was excited about it. And then what happens? COVID. And they said, wearing a mask. And I was like, well, that's not too bad. But then they said you had to have a jab. and you had to have proof that you had a jab.
Of course.
At
Then
the
that's the other problem.
convention, and I said, I'm paying. I paid $900 something for these tickets, VIP tickets, to go to the black tie thing on Saturday and do all that. You know, where they were going to play the theme for Star Trek and all that, have an orchestra. And then I said, and now I gotta get my picture taken with these different characters, and they're going to be wearing masks. And I have to have a jab and have a card and do all this. And I said, forget it. So I got my money back for everything except for the con. I couldn't get my ticket money back. So I gave them away to 2 people that were already going to be there, and let them use my tickets at least. That was something. It's sad that they can ruin that stuff.
Go into a con, and then it's like, oh, you got to wear a mask. Get the hell out of here with this stuff. It's just after all the.
It sucks.
I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, it does suck. That does suck. Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. It takes the enjoyment out of going to a con.
Yes.
I think there's been a lot of stuff, and greed is part of it.
It is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when people told me at that last convention about the Anaheim one and the Star Wars convention, this was before the one in London, so this was like a year ago. Yeah, it must have been a year ago. They're paying $300 for Ewan McGregor's autograph. I'm like, $300. It's not even personalized, but $300.
Right.
Well, if you just want to buy someone's autograph, you can get online and find them a lot cheaper.
Yes.
Right.
That's
their
like
excuse
eBay and
why.
Stuff. I've had people give me tons of gifts, autograph gifts, and I'm like, well, how'd you get this? I know you don't, you're not into this. And they said, well, I was on this Facebook and I saw this person selling stuff in their yard sale or whatever. And I was at yard sale on there, and they said, well, it was stuff they didn't sell. And they said that the person that was selling it had went on a cruise, a Starship cruise, and they had all these autographs from all these people that they went on the Starship, thing. And I got a whole bunch of autographed pictures just from that. A couple of actors that played Borg and all kinds of stuff as gifts. So I get some pretty good stuff. I got lots of good friends that know that how much I love all this junk. So I'm surrounded by it right now. I just love it. If I could have my whole house this way, that's exactly what it would look like. But but I do have my office, and I have a lot of stuff almost on every wall of autographs and pictures or whatever, but things I like. So I'm very eclectic. So nothing's like, a lot of people come over. I had the cable guy come one time in my office, and he was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!" He loved it, and I was like, "Yeah, it is cool." And I go, I could spend hours in here just playing with my stuff. So I just like it. So oh well, that's the way it is. But a lot of people don't. They don't understand. So
right.
I got 3 sisters that go, "You're crazy."
Yeah.
And then one that says, it's not so bad. So whatever. But I just like it.
I mean, my sister says, you know more about that stuff than I do. And when it comes to this time of year, she says, okay, what do you not have?
Yeah. So she can get you something.
Yeah.
But I have my friends, they'll say, hey, I'm at this so-and-so shop in where they're on vacation. And they'll say, hey, I took some pictures, send them to you. If there's anything in there that you like, do you want me to get you? Just let me know. So I'm like, okay, I'll look and see. So it just depends what you can get your hand.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Right.
Friends that go to a convention for you. If you're not able to make it, get the autograph, because I've had a couple of friends do that for me when I haven't been able to make it to a convention. And getting back to talking about how it's ridiculous that you have to pay to get an autograph on top of the ticket price to enter the convention. I'm so grateful that when I went and saw Majel Barrett when she came to San Diego for a Star Trek convention, this was back in I want to say 96. And she personalized it.
Right.
And actually, and she actually spent some time talking to everybody who was in line, and was so grateful that everybody was so patient waiting in that line.
Well, it gives you a chance to listen to the stories. It's like, even though she's talking to somebody else, you're still getting an earful of a good story.
Yeah. Then there's other stories that I heard. I'm not going to say who, where people get upset because they said, "Oh, I got a tattoo from this," and it's like, dude, the actor doesn't have to make you a tattoo on your arm. What are you talking about? How entitled are you? Just no. It's stupid. Just really stupid. If they want to put some kind of tattoo or something on your arm, cool, man. But if they don't, just that's fine too. Oh,
Here, let me
see who that is on the comic. It's Wolverine getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, it is. I see it now. I see it.
Oh yeah, now I see it.
Okay, well, I have 4 of these. It's a series. I have all 4 of them. Okay, all 4 of these comics. And I had went to a Wizard Con in NOLA to get these autographed by Stan Lee. I had VIP tickets and stuff, but he got sick. He was sick the day I was supposed to get it done. So I didn't get to do it. And now he's dead. And he was the only one left alive that had anything to do with this comic book series, Firestar.
Wow.
So, oh well, that's what happens though. That's why every chance you get that opens up for you to get to do this, you should grab a few things, put them in your bag or whatever, and take them and do it, because tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Right.
So, do whatever you can. And man, I really wanted to do that so bad, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, that sucks.
It does.
None of us know how long we're guaranteed on this earth, and
but most of us are already dead inside anyway, so it doesn't matter. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
Speak for yourself, Cash.
Yeah, Cash is Cash. I am too.
I love starting some shit, but no. The whole thing is that you don't want to wake up every day and see like doom and gloom. That's not good. You got to find some things in your life that make you happy, including you, Baron. Yeah.
What was that about, Cash? About starting?
What the hell you say?
But, yeah.
Yeah. We lost.
Yeah. And you know what? For our next article here, Cash actually found this one, and I thought, okay, yeah, we could discuss it. It's from GameSpot. 10 biggest box office bombs of 2023.
Yep. Yeah, I still gotta talk about Mr. Levy and saying, "Oh, it's the trolls and stuff that didn't go see the movie." No, dude, your movie was bad, and you should feel bad about it.
Well, I didn't see the second one.
No.
Saw the first one. I thought it was
a lot of people just didn't want to see
decent.
it because of the direction it didn't go. It didn't even have Black Adam in it. Like Black Adam and Shazam are supposed to fight. It's weird. But Black Adam feels he deserves to fight Superman. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, The Rock has an ego.
Yes, he does.
He does.
That's another reason why I don't really like to watch any of the trailers or listen to what anybody says, because as soon as somebody said something about Captain Marvel, in the in that movie, and when I found it, when at the end of the movie, darn it, I can't remember now, when the pager fell to the ground and you saw the signal come up, I went, oh, like that. So when everybody was turning into ash and disappearing, at the ending, I was just let down. I was like, okay, well, I was excited because I thought it was going to be the Silver Surfer or something like that, but it wasn't. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to go see it. And then I didn't go see the Marvels movie either.
No, I didn't see the Marvels.
I don't
Captain
believe
Marvel is it's something. It's
the thing is,
could have been worse.
I'm a woman, and I'm happy to see women that can kick ass.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
of course.
But
Everyone
I don't
should.
want to see women supposedly are the only reason anything's any good.
Right.
Not.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's
No.
like,
And it's funny because
I didn't see it.
I've seen that movie in the theaters when it first came out. And I didn't know the history of it, Janet. And it's like, oh, Coulson's in this and Fury's in this. Okay, you know, this is pretty decent. But when you start going through the research, you go, oh no, this he used to be Marvel, and then he turned into a woman, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, okay, yeah,
Yeah, it's all they've messed it all up.
Of course. Of course, why not? It's like we have to have representation. I gotta be me. It's gotta replace. It's gotta go out there and represent me. You know.
Yeah, but why does I just understand? Well, there's such good stories in the comic book. That's why it was popular.
A lot.
Why they can't take that story and make it into a movie? Why do they have to cram wokeness and everything, ruin everything that we loved as a young person? You know, I don't know. I just don't understand it. To me, it doesn't make any sense. That's why I believe that all Star Trek should be written by fans. All Marvel should be written by fans.
Pretty much. Sometimes fans get crazy, but yeah,
I do too. Yeah. Well, and the one thing is though is
with their ideas. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the one thing is Star Trek 2 considered one of the greatest Star Trek films, if not the greatest Star Trek film ever.
Yeah.
Nick Myers and Harv Bennett weren't fans, but they went and did the research, and that's the important thing. I don't care if you're a fan or not.
Yeah.
Are you going to take the time
at least
to
do
go
some
in there
research?
Right.
At least make it entertaining. It's a movie or it's a TV
but the
show,
thing
whatever.
is,
yeah.
The person in the company that chose to make that into a script, okay, or someone came in with trying to option someone to like their script, okay, and if they liked it, okay, because they wrote it a certain way, but then they go in and they make all these changes, so it's not even really the script that the person brought in, or they take 3 different scripts from 3 people that are nobodies basically, and they buy them, you know, like 5,000 for this person, 2,000 for this, but whatever. Then they have another person on their premises that takes those 3 scripts and makes it into one, and it's that story, you know, the one that they're going to make change the name of it or whatever it is. That's how this stuff's done. Or they'll like a script, you know, like Sound of Freedom or something. They say they like it, and they'll say, well, we're going to option it, but we want to table it right now. So that, which means they give you money, they put it aside, and then they think about whether or not they ever want to put it out or not. But they paid for you to not be able to show it to anyone for whatever amount of year, 2 years or whatever. So it's tabled or it's shelved, you know, whichever option that you end up taking. Then after that time's up, you get the option to take it back from them, or they can offer to pay you more money and still shelf it because they don't want the movie out. Maybe they have something in the works already, okay, that they want to make. So, and yours is so similar, they don't want you to get someone else to make it before they have a chance to do it. See, there's so much stuff out there about how that works. But the thing is that when they take something that's good and they turn it into shit, that's what sucks. Especially when you have so many comic books with so many thousands of characters that you can take here and there and make something fabulous. I wanted a Gambit movie really bad. After I
that
saw
would have been cool.
Gambit in that movie, I was like, oh my God, that would be phenomenal.
X-Men Origins, yeah, I know. I didn't hate that Gambit. I was like, yeah.
They just throw it out the window like, oh, it doesn't matter. They don't need to see something they want to watch. They're going to see what we tell them to like.
Right.
Well, Janet, it comes down to the simple thing, and you know, people might think this is an exaggeration, but it's not. They hate these things. They're jealous of these things. That's why they want to take these in and warp and twist them, because they think they're the smartest people in the room. So let's go and warp and twist it into our vision, which again is narcissism. It's representation. I'm putting myself in this
entitlement,
I'm
narcissism,
inserting myself. Right. And then before you know it, you know, take a look at I Am Dumpster Fire. I mean, I Am Not Starfire. I mean, that, you know, even the character was drawn to look like
what happened to where they used to make movies to want to have a blockbuster? What happened to that?
Well, part of them thinks that this is how you get one.
Yeah,
I know, but how are you going to get one if you don't ever make anything that the people that are paying for the comic books want to see. I
Right.
don't understand that. I just don't from any of it, from like the Hasbro movies, Battleship. I loved it. I thought it was great. I played it, Battleship. I thought it was a great movie, but people made fun of me and said, "Oh, that company sucks, this, that, and the other." And I'm like, I don't go into that deep because that ruins everything.
Yeah,
Morbius,
it does.
Morbius. I have tons of Morbius comic books, and I loved Morbius. And I thought the movie was really well done. I mean, about how he flies on sound and stuff like that, sound waves, just tons of things that they did about him being the living vampire. And the actor they chose, I thought he did a great job being Morbius. But I loved Morbius. I mean, my mom took my comics from me because I was wanting to bite people on the neck. That type of stuff.
Yeah, Jared Leto was good as Morbius. I had my issues, and one of my main issues with the movie was that it was too dark in some areas. It's like,
yeah, it was.
I haven't watched it yet, but maybe
I don't have a
should.
problem with the director taking leeway to something because he's the director and he's doing it in his vision.
Right,
He's looking at it through this lens and trying to take it from this paper and put it up there for us to see it. Okay,
well,
so I'm able to give leeway with that. Just like with Wolverine. Okay, Wolverine. I've got hundreds of Wolverine comic books. Okay, and I've got most of them are autographed by either the cartoonist or the writer. And I was so excited when I heard in the whispering, "Oh, they're gonna make Wolverine a movie. They're gonna make a movie." And then when I found out they picked Hugh Jackman, I'm like, "What? Why?" He's too big. He's too tall. He's not Wolverine. That's not Wolverine. And I was pissed. I was really upset about it. But then my sister said, "Oh, let's go see it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good." And I was like, oh. So I went and I tried to not be mad through the whole thing. I just tried to listen to it, and see
He's
him.
too tall.
Well, the thing is, he's not short, stocky, and hairy. He's just not Wolverine. That's not what I was expecting.
But
when it comes to
right? But it surprised you?
He did a good job trying to portray the character. So after, and then I watched it again. And the second time I watched it, I was like, you know what? He's pretty good. And I started starting to really like it. And then I've seen every one of the movies because I was able to get past it. And that's why I was like, if I can get past him playing one of my very favorite characters, my three favorite characters is Morbius, Wolverine, and Deadpool. And I have lots of their Deadpool cable comics and stuff because they're anti-heroes. They do good things, but they're bad boys. I don't know why I'm just attracted to bad boys, I guess, but anti-heroes is what I really like. And I've learned to realize that if I want to enjoy it, I have to be able to let the director do it in their way. And I'm not going to like everything about it. And no one is. You're never going to. It's just like you read the book and the movie is never going to be the book, right? It's just impossible to do that.
Right. It's a translation book. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, when I say that Morbius was dark, I don't mean I didn't like the tone being dark. I like the tone being dark. I'm talking about the lighting of the movie. There were certain scenes in the movie that just seemed too dark to me.
It was dark, but I was able to get past that because I loved the fact that they took Morbius and made a movie out of my favorite comic. That was I was addicted. I was hooked. But also, right now, I really would love before I die to see my favorite comic book series of all time, which is the Midnight Suns.
Well, I think that'd be. I've heard of it. I've never read it, and I've heard a lot of praise for it.
It's so
and
good.
I think if they took something like that and put it into live action and did it well, I think it would be a pretty good success.
The people to have it right now to have to do it.
No, they would butcher it with their agenda and their nonsense.
Right.
And the fact that they fought the dark arts and it had, and I loved Ghost Rider. I thought they did really good. I got a Ghost Rider poster over there on the wall behind me. And I thought they did a great job. The first one was just so good with Sam Elliott as the old Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
All that was just, oh my God, I was almost in tears. I was so happy to see, my characters get to come to life. And I and I can understand why some people get so mad about a lot of their characters being just ripped to shreds. I mean, it's like they just shit on them. I mean, excuse me for cussing, but it
Oh,
just
go ahead.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Wrong to take something that other person would worship, basically, and then turn it into. It's like taking pages out of the Bible and wiping your butt with them, basically. To me,
Yeah.
I mean,
Get back to Ghost Rider. One of the appeals for me to go see it was Sam Elliott.
Yeah. See, they did a great job though at showing you who Ghost Rider was and why he was doing what he was doing. That type of thing. They explained the story even to someone who didn't read the comic books, and I thought that was really, really good. That's entertainment. And what is a movie supposed to be? Entertainment. It's supposed to take you out of your crappy life for 2 hours, whatever, and let you relax and enjoy something and leave going, wow, I can't wait to see it again. That's what a good movie does, because that's how you make a blockbuster. Somebody sees it more than once and wants to take their friends next time because they're telling everybody word of mouth, wow, this was freaking awesome. You got to go see it. Like, like the last Tom Cruise movie that he made. Was it Maverick?
It was Dead Reckoning Part 1.
But the
movie, the one where he was.
Are you talking about with Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick. So, and he did a great job making it, and people wanted to see it. You know, they didn't feel like, oh, I got to go see this movie. You know, people were happy. People had smiles on their face. The theater was full of people. That's what you'd think. All these people that own movie theaters would say, hey, please, you guys make us some decent stuff. I need people to come to my theater. Then nobody's coming because your movies suck.
Yeah.
Well, theaters are begging that, but theaters begging that out there. And, a filmmaker, when they're taking something like, like Lord of the Rings or anything like that and bringing the film, it's a translation job. And it's like, it's very nerve-wracking. It's like, how do we know we can't do everything. What do we cut out? That will piss people off. How we're going to represent this or do this. It should be a loving job as well as a nerve-wracking job. And the second part is you can bite my neck anytime.
Okay. That's what I said. Bruce sent me a message earlier on Discord. He was saying something about some kind of special thing that's down in Texas in October, some type of con. And I was like, wow, I'm going to try to make plans so I can go to it. And I said, maybe I'll have to be like Magenta or, Mrs. Adams or something. I don't know. Something like that. That'd be fun.
That's French.
Yeah. So, yeah. It'd be cool.
Bruce can go as Uncle Fester.
That would be fun.
Really, he can.
Didn't the first Ghost Rider movie, it didn't do well in the theaters, did it? If I remember correctly?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think it did better in DVD sales than.
Yeah, okay.
Which a lot of these films do, it seems like, is, it's afterwards they do a lousy job either promoting or getting it out there, and then people discover it later on. Back when we had video stores and go through and spend about half the day trying to decide what movie you want to get.
I mean, Janet brings up that movie of Ghost Rider. Like, I would even say like that Prince of Persia movie to some extent. That's like a guilty pleasure. Like, it does still feel somewhat like the game, and the way they did the Sands of Time thing is actually pretty cool. It really is. Like, if you just, yes, I can understand that Jake Gyllenhaal isn't Persian, whatever, but it's not. It's still, the movie still tries to follow the game to an extent. I have to give Bruckheimer some credit on that. I think he was involved in that.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is, again, this is imagination. This is and such as if you do a swap, is it believable, or it can fix it? I mean, should we have been mad when they switched Harvey Dent out with Billy D. Williams in Batman?
No, because let's face it, we never really got the chance we deserved to see him as Two-Face.
Yeah, we were waiting. It's like, oh boy, the next one's got to have Two-Face.
I mean, Jeffrey Wright is a great actor, and he became Gordon, and I didn't have a problem with him in the Batman. It's just
and I had no problem with Billy D being Harvey Dent, and it's like,
Yeah, I didn't have
all of
an
us were
issue
so
with that either.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of us were excited. What's he going to do? How is he going to do Two-Face? How is the makeup going to be? All of that across the board. So, again, movies and all this are make believe, but if you're doing it to check a box,
right,
that's the problem in that.
yes,
And
yes,
okay, so this person doesn't have that ethnicity. Okay, but do they do a good job in there? Is
right,
it checking a box or not?
yes.
Yeah, like when Henry Cavill was Geralt character. I remember sitting there trying to watch the first 2 episodes, and I was like, I hate him. I can't stop thinking about Superman. It just was really hard. So then I said, okay, I'll try one more episode. And by the 3rd episode, I was like, okay, I think I can accept him with white hair, and not be Superman. So, and that's my fault. That wasn't his fault. He was a great actor. He did great at portraying the character. That was me trying to get past him being Superman. So, a lot of it comes to us trying to realize we have to, if we want them to be successful and we want this movie to be successful, we have to support the person that's trying to portray that character.
Right.
Now, sometimes they're just so shitty that we can't. That we really try, we want to, but it just sucks.
It
does. That's not on us. That's on them.
No, it's on them. It's
us
the
making
same
the
with,
effort to buy the ticket and go and try is our effort.
Yep.
But after that, no, we don't have to do anything else.
It is, and Henry Cavill was like the best thing about Geralt. And if anyone played the games or even read any of the novels, it's like there's other characters in there. It's like that's not how the character is. Why are you guys changing this? And it's so hard to be like, am I supposed to accept this? I just can't. But Henry Cavill, it's like I stopped watching The Witcher. Not because of Henry Cavill, because of a lot of other things that went on in that season. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. I tried, Janet. I tried at least a few episodes.
Well, I watched it until they started making him less and less and less.
Right. Geralt is an important
here they
character.
go. They're ruining it like they always do. Like the very first season of, wasn't Dexter, Wild West, or what was it, Westworld?
Oh, Westworld, yes.
Westworld, the first season was freaking awesome, man. I rewatched it over and over until the second season came out, and then I was like, what happened?
You just weren't feeling it? Yeah, my brother.
Was it the same people that made this movie or this series? Who'd they fire? They fired all the writers?
I stopped watching that show, but my brother, he watched all that show, and he still enjoys Westworld. I know some other people. I loved
it. The first season was really good.
Yeah, I remember enjoying the first season.
True Blood was good.
True Blood was good, and then when it got too close to the ending, it's like, where are we going with this? And
the writing got worse and worse as each season, because what happens to all of these is that the actors get more and more popular, so they got to pay them $1 million an episode, and they got to pay that person that much, and then they have to take less and less from the writers and from the other people that's in there. So the rest of it starts to suck because the actors are making all the money, and the company can't afford to keep paying the writers more money and stuff like that. So the writers go, hey, I'm going to get more money over here. So I'm leaving, I'm going over there. And then you don't have the same writers. So the whole thing suffers.
Yep.
I think also you get the burnout of, okay, where do we go with this? They already fired all their shots.
Yeah, well, that's after so many, when it gets more and more seasons. I'm talking about just shows that just barely made it past season 2, and now it sucks. The writing is shit. It's because they can't afford to pay the people what they should, and because the actors demand more and more and more money, because they think they're the only reason the show's popular. You see?
Well, that's also be really honest too. A lot of these writers can't write more than that.
Right.
They honestly can't.
If they don't have anything, the Lord of the Rings, I'll use that. That was really good because they took the books, they tried to stay true to the story, and they filmed all 3 of them at once. Right? one after the other. So now you don't have a 5-year gap where the actors all change and everything's changing and or they die or whatever. So the fact that he did it, he was smart and filmed it 1, 2, 3 real fast so that they could put them out afterward. And now you have the new Dune, right?
Yes.
Right.
And they filmed one. And how long is it going to be between the two movies when it's supposed to be right after the other?
Well, Dune Part 2 was supposed to come out last month, and then they delayed it till March of next year.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So
No, I'm talking about filming.
And,
filming.
and as far as filming,
there's a huge gap, so it takes away from the momentum of the movie, and it takes away from the actors because the actors are aging, or they get pregnant, or they get married, or just things happen, and it affects the overall movie.
Yeah.
So
and that's the one thing that we have to thank
be good.
Yeah, that's the one thing we can thank the studios for with Lord of the Rings. They allowed him to do that because a lot of times the studio will go, okay, we'll make one and see the first one and see how it is the response of it is. And Jackson managed to be able to say, hey, no, we got to do it this way, and they capitulate. So gotta give kudos for that. You would have thought they would have learned that lesson with Dune and done the same thing, back to back, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I mean, the only other movie franchise that actually filmed their movies back to back was Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. They were filmed back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you know these TV shows, and if you're going to do Marvel shows, like look at stuff like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Say what you want about it, but it still went 7 seasons, and then Agent Carter got screwed over. I don't care what anybody says. I still am annoyed by that because 2 seasons, and they could have had more, and ABC is moving around. Of course, ABC is owned by Disney, but they're moving this show around. It's like, no, don't do this. Yeah, this has so much potential. And then it's
here you had a show with a strong female lead, and you screw it over. Way to go!
Yes,
then you
way to go. That's right. Way to go.
That liked it. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. Oh, but no, we're misogynists and
exactly.
Yeah.
And I know this one woman, she keeps telling me that a lot of people hated the show because the lead was a woman. Who hated this show? Where was all this hate? I want to see it. If you're,
I didn't hate Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I enjoyed watching it.
No, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of Carter. These were. I want to see more shows like this. Please.
I never heard one person complain about the show with a female lead.
Seriously.
All that is promoting the mythology that we don't like strong female characters, which is why what's her name had to be finally.
You probably heard one person. You probably heard one person make a comment that they didn't like the one lady, and then from that she just thought, well, no men liked her because it was a woman. She probably assumed that.
I just could see that. It's just crazy to me, and I'm just like, who said this? I don't remember all this hate. Maybe there was some, but people are ignorant in general. They can't be.
Some people hate just because they hate it.
Yes, they just hate it because they hate it. Right.
And that's what happens. You have one person say something, right? And they don't like it, or they think this person or this actress sucked. And all of a sudden, this huge outcry on the internet about how horrible. It's like, it's just a couple people.
And please also tell me
it's all your fault because you're a man.
That's right, because I'm a man. It's just they say this. What was it? Amelia Clark said that about how in the 90s women, and I always bring this up because this was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life, that women were not allowed to be in comic book stores run by men because they're women. That happened in the 90s. I'm like, where did that happen?
Stores since I was a kid. I've always been there digging for hours.
Yeah. Where did that happen? Oh, it happened in the UK or something. Where? Show me. Do you have proof? Do you have video evidence of this? Where is this? Yes.
I mean, my high school sweetheart. Afghanistan. That's exactly my high school girlfriend, and I always would go to comic book stores, and she would get her comics, I would get my comics, and various stuff like that. It reminds me, I can't remember, it was Mad Media. Was it MadCon or Mad Media 5? We went to, and we were at the dinner, and we picked up my former wife and I picked to sit with Timothy Zahn. And at the table was this young and and I don't mean young black lady, which right there, and she said she worked at a comic book store.
Okay.
She was working there, and she said recounted this one story. She goes, one day this one guy came walking in, your typical lives in the basement type sort, and stops, and she says, and he looks at me, and she goes, yes. He goes, you're a woman. He goes, yes, and but you're a woman. He goes, yeah, and no, but you're a woman. He goes, yeah, and then he turned around and just kind of walked out in the daze. It's like a woman actually working in a comic book store, and of all the things, that's the only story I've ever really heard. And really, it's not one of those things where get out of my store or anything. Obviously, she was accepted if she was working at the comic book store.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
a woman?
We all laugh about that.
TV show about the guys that were all nerds.
Yeah,
Big Bang Theory.
Remember, they made comments about that all the time, that women don't go in comic book stores, and when a woman would come in, they were all like standing there going, shocked because the ladies are there. But to me, I never saw that. I mean, growing up, I never saw. I saw women in there. Buying comics for their husband or their kids or something like that, and
or themselves.
Yeah, or themselves, but
they were happy to sell merchandise to anybody. I didn't see a sign said, no women allowed or whatever.
No, nothing like that. It's just that, you do see more guys in there. And there's one that I go to when I go to Dallas. It's in Plano. I can't remember the name of the place, but there's more guys in there looking at the airplane models and the tanks and the race cars and stuff, the kits, so they can put them together and fly it and all that stuff. So, and I'm always over there looking at, the Trek stuff, basically. My favorite stuff. And then I'll go through a few of the comic books, but I don't like the new comic books. So I'm always going to the old comic book shops and digging through the the older comics.
Yep. This place, Continental Comics over here, I don't agree with the guy's politics. One time I walked out, I said, I'll wait till their conversation is over. I'll come back. But they have other older comics that they were showing me. And I was like, wow, I've never read some of these. And because I'm not going to buy stuff like the High Republic. It's just not for me. I'm just not interested in that. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's the one thing. That's the one thing. 24 and I and a bunch of others have been sitting back saying, go to the comic book stores, go to where they have the old comics all collected up there, and you'll be buying these comics cheaper than the comics that are coming out now. A lot of them. I mean, there'll be some that be more expensive, but equal. It all depends on the popularity. But the thing is you're going to be getting a better story, and most likely it's going to be brand new for you. Right. And you can see why these things were so great and why people love them so much.
Well, plus you got to remember too, the older comic books like Wolverine, you got the regular Wolverine, then you got the X-Men with Wolverine in it, then you got the Origins, you know, you got all these different sections depending on whether you want to go really dark or you want the more group stuff, depending on what it is you're looking for. And that's what I like. I like it when they have them really good set up to where they're set up in the different groups like that instead of just all because that character's in it, and then you have to dig depending on what you're looking for. So just depends. But I also like the older ones like that because they have lots of cool figurines or snow globes or just all kinds of interesting stuff that other people have brought in there to sell. That they didn't want because it was their grandmothers or it was their uncles or something like that. So and they don't realize what they have.
I mean, you go back there, you find these, good old Judge Dredd in there. You got of course,
that's good.
Again, Judge Dredd in Gotham, Judgment in Gotham. Hey, how about some underground comic, the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers?
Never heard of that.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's
Press. Hey, how can you not? Oh, that's right. There's the camera.
Oh, the Killing Joke, right?
Yeah. Killing Joke, man. I mean, you go back there, and of course, it might be more expensive, but Yeah. How about that? Dark Lord of
Nice
the
Tales.
Sith,
Oh, the
the
Tales of the
Ashcan.
Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Ashcan one where it was kind of a preview. Or how about a little Jabba action? I mean,
Nice.
Yeah, those are awesome.
right.
I love those covers, dude.
Mouse, get off my comics. I start doing that.
There's Mouse. Yeah. Mouse has made an appearance finally.
Mouse. Yeah, I mean, how about some King Conan? I mean, I went in there. I went to a store and they had all these for so cheap. It's like, okay, buy. It's like, no, ignore that $3. I didn't get it for $3. I think I got them for like $1 or 50 cents each.
You know what's also amazing to me though, and some of these comic book stores also close down because they have horrible customer service, man. Yeah, when new people come in there, it's like, ask them. Like when I go to that Continental Comics place, hey, how are you guys doing?
This?
There you go, Mike.
Have you guys ever seen this book?
No.
Star Wars?
Hold on 1 second. I'm posting links right now.
Oh. Okay.
He's posting links. There you go. No, I'm just
trying to.
Oh, yeah. There you go. You should have had that for a little inspiration.
Oh, nice, dude.
Dead or Alive.
I love it. I love
Dead or
it, man.
Alive, you're coming with me. Yeah.
But see, that's the kind of impact RoboCop made in my life as a kid. It's like,
RoboCop
this is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
I think I still have the figures somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I have seen that before. Yeah, that is cool.
I'm trying to
open
it up.
Yeah, the right.
The picture moves when you open it. See?
Cool.
Yeah. The old-fashioned kind of that 3D or holographic type. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really, really awesome. It's one of my collection. I love it.
She's about to drop it.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, see, you can find some cool stuff like that if you're, if you're looking.
Right.
If you're looking for, just looking around because you don't know what you're going to find.
Right.
Like, if you don't go look, you're not going to find shit.
Even at conventions, you can still find some good stuff, and even cheaper than you thought you could. I mean, it's just sometimes.
I mean, like this one, the Judge Dredd. I have had people on the interweb saying that it would cost them $20 or something like that. Look at that price on it. I got it for $5, and I think I got another copy of this one. I didn't realize I got two first number ones, but the other one I think I got for like, I think the other one I got for.
That's right. I said, I ain't giving you no $3.50, you goddamn Loch Ness monster. Get your own goddamn money.
I gave him a.
But I did. I gave him my $3.50.
Yeah. I love that clip.
I love that clip too.
I just recently started collecting comics because I'm like, let's find out about some of these really good stories. I bought Other M, and I bought The Rise of Nightwing, and some other ones that I bought, and I was like, man, this is crazy cool.
Oh,
Justice League. There's a Justice League comic.
There's the other one.
Yeah,
there's the other one, so I can put them together.
Do you have any Justice League comics?
Me? Oh, heck yeah.
Very
I'm talking about the old one though. I got the back in the 80s. Oh, hell yeah. Justice League International.
Awesome.
And of course, well, you know what? This was a reprint of the first of the annual number one that IDW did. And I know the artist, Gordon.
It's Phil McCracken's favorite person, man. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah, and I know I bought it because it was the reprint of it, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna support because they have something good. There you go. This is Mike sitting there, and that's me and you, Cash. Every show.
Every
freaking show. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I even got to collecting these, the novels.
Oh, nice, dude. Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
I almost got all of them now. I should have got done in the day.
Do you also have those small, like those? There's Mouse. Do you also have those smaller novels of Doctor Who? My dad had a ton of those things. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh, come
on. I don't have anything.
You talking about?
There they are. Yes. My dad has a whole lot of those. Oh, yes.
You talk about
nice condition
talk
too,
about
man.
That. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. I read them, and they're red. I read these. but they're in
Awesome.
good condition. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
my
I got one
dad
here.
bought a ton of those things, man. Ton of those novels.
Okay. Excuse the mess because I'm still unpacking in here.
It's not.
There you go. Those
Nice,
are
dude.
all those books except for what I have in my hand.
Awesome. Yeah, and then they had the Star
There's
Trek
two-
Next Generation ones too, in the the novels as
But yeah,
well.
that's the stuff that's laying on the floor. That's the one that fell
Okay.
over.
Yeah.
No, but it take those as facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's awesome, dude.
And that, yes. And that,
Question, Baron. Quick question.
Yeah.
Are you still going to be willing to show all this on January 4th at 6 p.m. Eastern?
Good question.
For the 4th collector stream?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. So I would, but
I'm gonna have to watch the old streams
Red
and make
Dwarf.
sure I'm not showing some of the same stuff. I got some gaming collections, and then I've been collecting some comics. So maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Red Dwarf, some other stuff on that one, and yeah, I mean, there's some more Doctor Who books right there. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean, it's like, anyone ask me, do I know anything about Doctor Who? Do I know what I'm talking about?
What are you talking about? Do you know what you're doing? Yeah.
And that's that kind of the ones that I got over there. I mean, I got the coffee table books and shit like that. Yeah. And yeah, are you kidding? Now I know where they all are. Yeah. I'm packing and all that. I mean, even the role-playing games and everything. Doctor Who role-playing. I mean, hell. Oh yeah. It's just one. Signed Neil Gaiman, official Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy companion. It is signed by Neil himself. There we go. Somewheres I got the script to Day of the Dead that he wrote, and it's signed. Signed too. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I mean,
Very
now I can
cool.
unpack you more. It's piled. It's piled. But I'm seeing the stuff finally again. Yeah, I don't know anything about Doctor Who, by the way.
Right.
Well, you know what was so important about those books, and I know your dad was doing that probably for the same reason we were, is a lot of those, we only had Tom Baker, and then we only had like Peter Davison's stories, and then we got Colin Baker, but we never had Pertwee shown here. We never had Troughton. We never had Hartnell. And the only way we get those stories is reading those books. And then, of course, there's the fact that so many of them are lost.
Right. Well, the only reason I got into stuff like Magic the Gathering is because of my dad. Reason I got into Talisman is because of my dad.
He's a bad influence on you, son. Bad influence.
It's and he likes to collect things just like you, Baron. He's got, so.
Yeah, my wife wishes I wouldn't. I mean, I even have Hunt for Red October first edition.
My dad.
That's the one that's from the Naval Institute Press.
Wow, very cool.
I know you want to eat. You want to eat.
And real quick, I'm going to show a couple of videos that Janet just sent me. And
please do.
Yeah, this is pictures that I've made with the rhinestones.
Oh, that's right.
That's my TikTok, because that's where I post some of them.
Okay.
It's just showing you what the picture I made. And then that's my Wonder Woman one I've made. And then I frame them. I use recycled frames, and I cut my own mat.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Rhinestones. Yeah, you had shown us before some stuff with rhinestones. That's really cool.
I forgot about that. You work with that.
Yeah.
So the next one's one of my favorite ones, and I put it in a shadow box, and I hand painted 2 of the characters that are in there, because the Deadpool, I had to use a Venom agent because I couldn't find Deadpool for under $200 that small. And the Ultron, I made him too. See, I made I put him underneath. I mounted him in there, but it turned out great. It was for a boy's birthday, so that one turned out really good.
Yeah, painting figures is cool.
And then I made those letters myself, and I cut out the mat once I finished. Right now, I was putting I'm shrink wrapping it with plastic but I wanted a video so you could see it. And that's a recycled frame that I did. But yeah, those are some of the things that I've made.
As you can tell. I thought I'd show her off.
Aww.
How long does it usually take you to do something like that?
It depends on how big it is. Like the one I made of the Mandalorian had 127,000 rhinestones.
Wow.
And that's what I do. See, when I'm listening to spaces, I'm listening to spaces and doing spaces, but I'm doing something. See, like behind here is where I got my table.
Okay.
She's
hiding it from us folks.
Pulled out, but see, I got my table and my mirror and all that stuff, and that's what I'm behind me is where I sit and make pictures and stuff while I'm in spaces. So I'm in spaces learning about a lot of stuff, but I'm also making something. So it doesn't seem it takes as bad. It's not as long and boring because it'd either be listening to music in here or listening to a space or listening to a live stream, YouTube stream or whatever. And that's it.
Very
right now
nice.
I'm making a Superman
except ours, which would probably put you to sleep. Puts me to sleep.
Nuh-uh. It just depends. It just depends on what my mood is or what time of day it is. Because I'll be having coffee or whatever. So as it gets dark, like now, it's dark, so I'm gonna have to go out and close my coop doors because I got 2 chicken coops. So I have to go.
You don't want anybody to fly the coop, that's for sure.
Well, raccoons will go in there.
Yeah, you don't want the raccoons getting in there.
Oh, you got raccoons.
I had a bear. I put a video on my YouTube channel of the black bear that came. Without on my front porch and stuff too. So yeah, we have bear, we have coyotes. I've gotten snakes out of my coops. So there's a lot of predators here.
Yep, and my uncle has the same thing. I think he has more fox issues with on the farm out there in North Dakota.
Yeah, I had a fox. Got his butt kicked by my rooster. Because when I ran in to get my pistol, and when I came back out, the rooster was standing there, half his feathers gone, but the fox was gone. So he kicked his butt.
Roosters
which is what the rooster's supposed to do. So
yeah, roosters are tough birds. You don't want to. Yeah, people.
Yeah,
he
has spikes as big as my thumb, and he flies up and he takes his legs and he flogs you with his spikes and poke holes in your leg. Yeah, it hurts, especially if you have an older rooster with big.
And they're crankier. The older ones are even crankier. So
they get cranky because they don't want you around their girls.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's get away from my girls, whatever. And they're very, very protective. That's why cockfights are so popular. You don't really even have to do anything. You just put 2 roosters together and they're going to fight. So,
what's he doing here?
That's what they do. Just like real men. Men do the same thing. You put them in a room full of girls. You got 2 guys. They're going to be fighting over them girls.
Right.
I think cockfighting is still considered illegal, though, because
it is
considered barbaric. I would think.
Yeah, well, they still do it. Oh yeah, they made a log cast. They made a log cast.
Oh, you know it. They're gonna listen to us. That's barbaric. We'll do it anyways.
What's really bad about it is if you just took the 2 roosters and put them together and let people do that would be fine. But they don't.
No.
They make little boots and put razor blades on them and stuff, and make it really brutal and gruesome and bloody.
Yeah,
and that's why I can see why they decided to outlaw it, because it's brutality. It's just like dog fights.
Right. Dog fighting. Horrible.
Dog fights are worse because they're training the dog specifically to kill.
Right.
Okay. And a rooster, it's a natural thing. If you grew up on a farm, you would know 2 roosters are going to fight because they don't want the girls.
Right.
I got a teeny tiny Bantam rooster. He's like this tall. He's a little taller than a beer can. And he's got his own little girls, and he's a lavender Orpington, which is he's really pretty. And I've got some videos of them on my channel. And then I have a great giant rooster, but that big rooster goes over there because that little guy, he's all cocky and got his wings out, and he sees some babes coming around his pen, and he's like all trying to be all macho to him. And then the other rooster comes and goes, "Stay away from my girls." He doesn't care how big he is. That little rooster would try to fight, and he'd be murdered. You know, he'd die in no time. But he'd still fight because he's a rooster, and that's what they do. So
yeah, well, that's why you got those. That's why you got those jokes about the Banty roosters. He's like a Banty rooster. He might be small, but boy,
yeah, they're really cocky. That's why they call them, you know, cocks, because they're cocky. They think they are the cock of the walk, and every one of them think that. So, but I love them. I love fresh eggs. I love having fresh eggs.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's and awesome. I love them because they kill like snakes, baby snakes and stuff, mice. They eat everything. So they're like raptors running around. That's what they are. They're little raptors eating everything. So they're great.
Now we know what the velociraptors turned into.
Yeah, I think that's what they probably evolved from that. Some type of dinosaurs.
Another one you don't want to mess around with is pheasants. When I was living in the cities, we were by a nature park, and you know we had pheasants that would be walking around and such. And one day, this pheasant's walking around, and this cat decides it wants to play with this certain pheasant, and the pheasant went into the bushes, and the cat went in there. The bushes all, you know,
waving around.
Yeah, and then it stops, and the pheasant came out and limping, and he always limped for the rest of the rest of the days. Every time we saw him, we know which one it was the limping one. But I don't know how long it took until the cat came staggering out afterwards, because the cat got his bell rung. It was not a happy cat.
Yeah, I've seen porcupines fight dogs, and boy, them dogs were in bad shape.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Because the quill has little like
barbs.
Yeah, barbs on it, and instead of being able to pull it out, you have to push it through, because it just works its way in farther and farther the more they scratch or try to get it out, and it's really horrible. But
yeah,
don't mess with a porcupine.
No. And the one thing I'm worried about where I'm living now is we get turkeys. We got, you know, I walked out my window the other day, and there's a bunch of jennies right outside my window. And it's like, we're gonna wait until we put the dogs out, because I can see the dogs going, "Hey, look, birds! Let's chase them." And it's like, no, not those wild turkeys. No. Hey,
stay far away from them.
El Diablo Gato sighting.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, Baron's favorite cat.
Yeah.
Up to 3.
Yeah.
Cat,
he came to try to eat the other cat's food. You know what? Sorry. You think that's cruel, but that's what I call
it. Baron. Wow, man.
Trust me, I do that. He still comes back. Don't look at me like that. You know better.
So why did you throw me on a live stream, man? Come on. I'm the one who brings in all the viewers, not Mouse.
Yeah, right. His stories bring in the viewers. The continuing adventures of Diablo Gato. Our asshole.
That cat is possessed.
Okay, I sent you 2 more videos, but one of them you just show the picture, and then the second one's my chickens. Some of my chickens. So
and little girl
does not kitty. I gotta show my chickens. So
little girl does not like Obi. Hey.
Yeah, I haven't had a cat in like 12 years. Had an outdoor cat, but he died of old age. He was like 16.
That's a pretty good age for a cat.
Yeah, but he was a good cat. He was outdoors, and he caught all kinds of great stuff. Yeah, here's my chicken video. Look.
Oh,
I watch. They look like raptors. See? Look at them.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Come on, girls. Come on. Come on.
I'm going towards the coop, and we'll put some food out for them. But yeah, see, they're just chickens.
Yep. Nobody heard about his chickens.
Yeah, I love them.
My aunt would throw,
Therapy.
and my grandma, everything. They'd throw all the food scraps out there, like the potato peels and stuff like that.
Yeah, I keep all
What's
that. I feed them all the leftovers. And when I go to restaurants, I save everything and bring home a to-go box and feed my chickens.
Oh, you need a doggy bag? No, I need a chickie bag.
Well, I just say, can I have a to-go box?
You know, the food's not going to waste. It's still being used.
And I'm eating their eggs. At least I can do is give them some good snacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reward them. Little girl.
But I'm going to have to go. I got to go shut my doors. But thank you for letting me join you tonight.
Not a problem, Janet. Thank you for joining us.
It was fun.
Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for letting me. But you guys have a great night, and I'll see you later.
Yep.
All right.
And I think I can say for everybody, you're always welcome. You're always welcome.
Yeah, Janet, you're always welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. So you are always welcome back here.
You're one of the boys.
Well, thanks. Just one of the guys. That was a good movie too.
Oh yeah.
But okay.
That was actually one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I love the actresses that was in it and her brother. I wish I had a brother like him. He was so funny. But thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Yeah, take care.
Talk to you later, Janet. Have a good night.
I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll get my own cat or a dog sometime. We'll see.
Obi, go away.
But I don't know. I don't think I want